The mindset of a winner is not something inherited or granted by chance. It is carefully cultivated over time through consistent daily decisions and deliberate actions. Every successful person you admire didn't wake up one day magically equipped with the perfect mindset. Instead, they built it piece by piece by choosing thoughts, attitudes, and habits that supported their goals. What sets winners apart is their understanding that mindset is the foundation upon which success is built. If the foundation is weak, the whole structure wobbles and eventually falls. But when you develop a strong, disciplined mindset, you create an unshakable base that supports you through challenges and setbacks. A winner recognizes that thoughts are like seeds planted in the soil of the mind. The quality of the seed determines the kind of fruit you will harvest. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, you will find your garden overrun with weeds that choke out progress. But if you plant seeds of confidence, perseverance, and positive expectation, your life will blossom with opportunity and growth. This gardening of the mind requires regular attention. It means choosing daily to focus on what is possible rather than what is impossible. It means deliberately rejecting excuses and limiting beliefs that keep you trapped in old patterns. Discipline plays a critical role in shaping a winner's mindset. It is the daily practice of doing what needs to be done even when motivation wanes or obstacles arise. Winners don't rely on fleeting feelings of inspiration. They rely on commitment and routine. They understand that success rarely comes overnight and that steady progress, no matter how small, accumulates into significant achievement. This means waking up early to prepare, dedicating time to learning and growth, and staying consistent with actions that align with your goals. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. The choices you make each day, what you read, who you spend time with, how you react to challenges, shape your mindset. Winners are intentional about these choices. They invest time in self-education, surrounding themselves with uplifting and like-minded people who encourage their vision. They avoid toxic influences that sap energy or foster negativity. This awareness and control over daily inputs form a mental environment where success can thrive. Winners guard their minds as fiercely as they guard their physical health, because they know that a strong mind leads to strong results. An important part of cultivating a winning mindset is embracing responsibility. Winners do not look for someone else to blame when things go wrong. They take ownership of their circumstances and focus on what they can control, their attitude and actions. This level of responsibility breeds empowerment. When you realize that your results are directly tied to your mindset and behavior, you stop being a victim of circumstances and become the architect of your future. This shift in perspective transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. Every choice to think positively, act with discipline, and accept responsibility contributes to building a mindset geared for success. This mindset then becomes a compass, guiding your decisions and keeping you aligned with your goals. Over time, these choices compound, and what once felt difficult becomes second nature. The daily decisions create a powerful momentum that propels winners forward, even when external conditions are tough. Therefore, the mindset of a winner is an ongoing project. It requires patience, self-awareness, and perseverance. It is not a switch you flip once, but a lifestyle you commit to every day. When you consistently choose thoughts that support your growth, discipline your actions, and embrace responsibility, you build a mindset that can weather any storm and lead you to lasting success. Challenges and responsibility are the two pillars that shape the character and mindset of a winner. No one achieves greatness by avoiding difficulties or shifting blame. Instead, winners face their obstacles head-on and take full ownership of their lives. They understand that challenges are not roadblocks but stepping stones to growth and success. When you encounter resistance or failure, it is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and become stronger. This perspective changes how you respond to difficulties. Winners don't crumble, they rise. Challenges test your commitment and reveal your true potential. They push you beyond your comfort zone and force you to develop new skills, strategies, and resilience. Without challenges, there is little motivation to grow or improve. Winners embrace this reality and see discomfort as the training ground for success. When you shift your mindset to welcome challenges, you stop fearing failure and start seeing it as feedback, a chance to course correct and try again with greater wisdom. Taking responsibility is equally crucial. Winners refuse to blame others or circumstances for their setbacks. Instead, they look inward and ask themselves, what can I do differently? How can I improve? This self-accountability is empowering because it puts control back in your hands. When you accept responsibility, you no longer wait for external conditions to change. You create the change yourself. This mindset fosters problem-solving, creativity, and persistence. Responsibility also means owning your daily habits and choices. Winners know that success is built not on grand gestures, but on consistent, responsible actions. They manage their time, energy, and focus wisely, recognizing that these are limited resources. When you take responsibility for your actions, you become intentional about how you use these resources. You prioritize activities that move you closer to your goals and eliminate distractions that drain your progress. Moreover, responsibility builds trust, both with yourself and others. When you consistently take ownership, people see you as reliable and dependable. This trust opens doors to new opportunities, partnerships, and support systems. It also builds self-confidence because you know you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Winners don't wait for permission or perfect conditions. They take initiative and lead by example. Challenges and responsibility work together to create a mindset of resilience. Life will always throw unexpected hurdles, but winners are prepared to face them without losing sight of their vision. They develop mental toughness by choosing to stay focused and positive, even in adversity. Resilience is not about avoiding pain, but about bouncing back stronger after setbacks. It requires courage, discipline, and a commitment to keep moving forward. When you embrace challenges and accept responsibility, you stop being a victim and start becoming a victor. This shift transforms your mindset from one of limitation to one of possibility. You realize that the power to shape your future lies within you. Challenges become opportunities to prove your strength, and responsibility becomes the key that unlocks your potential. In practical terms, this means viewing every obstacle as a lesson rather than a defeat. It means reflecting on your actions honestly and making adjustments where needed. It means taking charge of your emotional responses and refusing to let frustration or fear dictate your choices. Winners cultivate this mindset daily by consciously deciding to face challenges bravely and own their path with integrity. Ultimately, challenges and responsibility forge the mindset of a winner because they demand growth, accountability, and perseverance. They teach you that success is not about avoiding problems, but mastering how you respond to them. This mindset empowers you to transform difficulties into opportunities and setbacks into comebacks. It's the difference between giving up and going all in, between losing hope and believing in your unstoppable potential. Small daily improvements and positive influences create a powerful momentum that leads to long-term success. Winners understand that success is rarely the result of a single grand event, but rather the accumulation of consistent, focused effort over time. Each day presents a new opportunity to make choices that push you closer to your goals, no matter how small those choices might seem. When you commit to improving just a little bit every day, those tiny steps compound into massive gains. This process is like saving money in a bank account. Small deposits grow into a large sum because of the power of compounding. The key is to be deliberate and consistent. Winners don't wait for motivation to strike or for perfect conditions to start making progress. They show up every day, regardless of how they feel, and take action toward their vision. Whether it's learning a new skill, refining a habit, or pushing through a challenge, these daily improvements stack up. Over weeks, months, and years, they create a trajectory that points upward and forward. Positive influences are equally important in this journey. The people, environments, and information you surround yourself with shape your thoughts and behaviors. Winners carefully curate their circle of influence, choosing to spend time with those who inspire, challenge, and uplift them. Negative or toxic influences can drain your energy and undermine your progress. So winners limit exposure to those sources and seek out mentors, peers, and resources that reinforce their commitment to grow. Being around positive influences creates an environment where good habits can thrive. It becomes easier to maintain discipline, stay motivated, and keep your focus sharp. When you see others succeeding and adopting winning mindsets, it reinforces your belief that you too can achieve great things. This social reinforcement is a powerful force that helps maintain momentum, especially during difficult times. In addition to people, winners invest in continuous learning. They read books, listen to podcasts, attend seminars, and consume content that expands their knowledge and broadens their perspective. This constant intake of positive, growth-oriented information feeds the mind and fuels new ideas and strategies. The more you learn, the more equipped you become to overcome obstacles and seize opportunities. Daily improvements also extend to managing your time and energy wisely. Winners prioritize tasks that have the highest impact and avoid distractions that do not serve their goals. They understand that time is a non-renewable resource, so they guard it carefully. By focusing on what truly matters and breaking larger goals into manageable chunks, winners avoid overwhelm and maintain steady progress. Consistency paired with positive influences builds confidence. As you see yourself making progress, no matter how incremental, your belief in your abilities strengthens. This confidence propels you forward, creating a virtuous cycle of action and results. The small wins build momentum that makes it easier to tackle bigger challenges and take bolder steps. It's also important to recognize that setbacks are part of the process. Winners don't get discouraged when progress slows or obstacles arise. Instead, they use those moments to reflect, adjust their approach, and recommit to their daily improvements. The habit of consistent effort, combined with a positive environment, helps them bounce back quickly and stay on course. Ultimately, the path to success is paved with small, deliberate actions, performed consistently over time. Positive influences act as the wind beneath your wings, lifting you higher and helping you maintain your course. Together, these forces create an unstoppable momentum that transforms your potential into achievement. Winners know that greatness is not a one-time event, but a lifelong journey of growth, fueled by daily improvements and the company they keep. Failure is not the enemy of success. It is an essential part of the journey toward becoming a winner. Many people fear failure and see it as a sign to stop or give up. Winners, however, understand that failure is a teacher, a guide that provides valuable lessons on what doesn't work and how to improve. The mindset of a winner embraces failure as feedback, not defeat. It's this ability to fail forward that separates those who achieve their goals from those who quit prematurely. Every setback contains a hidden opportunity. When you fail, you gain information about your approach, your preparation, or the obstacles in your path. Instead of fearing these moments, winners analyze them carefully to uncover what they can learn. This reflection is crucial because it turns failure into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. The more you fail and learn, the smarter and stronger you become. Each failure increases your chances of eventual success. Persistence is the fuel that keeps winners moving after failure. They don't let mistakes or disappointments stop their progress. Instead, they get back up, adjust their strategy, and try again with renewed determination. This resilience is not about stubbornness or ignoring problems. It's about facing reality, learning from it, and refusing to give up on your vision. Winners see themselves as athletes in a long race. They pace themselves, endure pain, and keep their eyes on the finish line. There's a famous saying, if you fall 7 times, get up 8. This simple yet profound message captures the essence of the winner's mindset. The number of times you fall is less important than your willingness to rise again. Every comeback builds your mental toughness and reinforces your belief that you can overcome adversity. Over time, this unyielding spirit becomes a core part of who you are, making failure less frightening and success more attainable. Another important aspect of embracing failure is managing your emotional response. Winners understand that failure can be discouraging, but they refuse to let it define their identity or dictate their future. They acknowledge their feelings, but don't dwell on them. Instead, they channel their energy into constructive actions, planning the next move, seeking advice, or sharpening their skills. This emotional control keeps them focused and resilient, preventing temporary setbacks from turning into permanent roadblocks. Failure also teaches humility and patience. It reminds winners that success is a process, not an instant result. This perspective helps them maintain realistic expectations and avoid frustration when progress is slow. They learn to celebrate small victories along the way and recognize that every step forward, no matter how modest, is a sign of growth. Patience allows them to stay committed over the long haul, knowing that consistent effort eventually pays off. Moreover, failure fosters creativity and innovation. When one approach doesn't work, winners don't give up. They look for new ways to solve the problem. This willingness to experiment and adapt leads to breakthroughs that might never have happened without the initial setbacks. Failure pushes you to think differently, to question assumptions, and to develop resilient strategies that become valuable in all areas of life. Surrounding yourself with supportive people who understand the role of failure in success is also vital. Winners seek mentors, friends, and colleagues who encourage them to keep going, provide constructive feedback, and celebrate progress. This network offers perspective and motivation, helping to soften the emotional impact of setbacks and reinforce the belief that failure is temporary, not permanent. Ultimately, the mindset of a winner is one that sees failure not as the opposite of success, but as a necessary part of it. Winners know that every successful person has faced failures and setbacks, but chose to persist anyway. They understand that failure is a signal to learn, improve, and keep moving forward. This mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities, setbacks into comebacks, and challenges into triumph. It is this unshakable belief and relentless persistence that define the true spirit of a winner.